Whiskey glass and vinyl spinning slow tonight. 38 and learning how to hold the weight of time. Every wrinkle tells a story, every scar a song of battles that I fought and how I carried on. Candlelight is dancing on the walls like memories, flickering between what was and what will never be. But there's beauty in the darkness, grace in letting go of the need to have the answers to the things I'll never know. In these velvet shadows where the truth unfolds, collecting silver moments instead of gold, learning that the mystery is half the art of living with an open heart. Velvet shadows, where the deepest secrets come to light. Velvet shadows, everything feels right. We don't need the morning sun to shine. Some truths are born in shadow and wine. Velvet shadows, this is where we come alive. Phone calls from old lovers who remember who I was before responsibility and bills and all that buzz of everyday existence, drowning out the dreams. Now I'm learning how to balance who I am with who I seem. Letters that I've written but will probably never send, to the people who have shaped me, to my future, to my friends. Sometimes the most honest conversations are the ones we have with ourselves when the day is done. In these velvet shadows where the masks come off, discovering that vulnerable isn't soft, learning that the bravest thing you'll ever do is be completely, honestly you. Velvet shadows, where the deepest secrets come to light. Velvet shadows, everything feels right. We don't need the morning sun to shine. Some truths are born in shadow and wine. Velvet shadows, this is where we come alive. They say youth is wasted on the young, but I think wisdom's wasted on the old. Every age has got its own sweet song, if you're brave enough to let it be told. So pour another glass and dim the lights. Toast to all our beautiful mistakes. In the velvet shadows of these autumn nights, we'll give ourselves whatever time it takes. Velvet shadows, where the real conversations start. Velvet shadows, this is where we bear our hearts. We don't need the world to understand. Some love is meant for shadow and for candlelight. Velvet shadows, we are infinite tonight. When the morning comes with all its noise, we'll remember this and smile. In the velvet shadows we found our voice. Let's stay here for a while. Velvet shadows, velvet shadows. Here we are at the end of another story, pages filled with velvet shadows and quiet storms, smoke and mirrors we've learned to see through. Questions without answers we're growing into. We wrote letters to tomorrow, embraced contradictions, felt the pull of gravity in this beautiful fiction. 10 songs deep and still learning how to live with all this yearning. Every track a different door, but there's always something more. This is the epilogue but not the end. The story continues around the bend. Every ending's a beginning in disguise. We close this chapter to open our eyes. This is the epilogue but not goodbye. The music plays on in the space between what we've sung and what we've yet to try. In the silence where the next song lives unseen. On a stranger's wall, new contradictions to explore, new reasons to risk it all. Gravity keeps pulling, new shadows emerge. Every storm will teach us something in this beautiful search. 10 songs deep but barely scratching the surface of this life. We're catching every note, another clue of what we're growing through. This is the epilogue but not the end. The melody continues around the bend. Every silence a song waiting to be born. We close our eyes just to see the dawn. This is the epilogue but life goes on. The music lives in what we've left unsaid. Between the lines of every song, new stories wait to be thread. And you, dear listener, you're part of this too. Every time you press play, you make it new. These songs aren't finished when the last note fades. They live in the moments when the memory plays. In your car at midnight, in your headphones at dawn, in the shower, in the kitchen, the story goes on. We are the epilogue but not the end. Our stories weave and twist and bend. Every breath a verse unwritten, every heartbeat keeps the rhythm. This is our epilogue but not goodbye. The song continues in you and I. What we've shared is just the start of the music in our hearts. Epilogue but not the end. Epilogue, the story never ends. Epilogue, in every heart the song begins again. I know exactly who I am, got it all figured out. I'm independent, I'm strong, never had a doubt. But I'm terrified of being alone. Fake it till I make it every day. Desperately searching for a home. In every word people say, I'm a contradiction. And I'm okay with that, I'm a contradiction. Walking on a map that leads everywhere and nowhere at once. I'm a contradiction, and that's a fact. I wanna love with my whole heart, I I wanna give you everything. I wanna be a safe place, your shelter from the rain. But I'm scared of being vulnerable. Keep my walls up way too high, push away the ones I need. Don't know how to say goodbye. I'm a contradiction, learning to embrace. I'm a contradiction, every flaw and grace, living in the in-between. I'm a contradiction, finding my peace. I hate the city, I love the lights, I need my space, I fear the nights. I wanna travel, I wanna stay. I love the silence, I need the noise to keep the demons away. I'm getting older, I feel so young. I know the words, I bite my tongue. I want the truth, I love the lies. I trust my heart, I trust these tears inside my heart. We're all contradictions, living in the gray. We're all contradictions, surrendering each day, dancing in the paradox. We're all contradictions, maybe that's okay. They say consistency is key, but maybe the key is inconsistency. Maybe being human means never quite knowing what we mean. Contradiction, beautiful. Contradiction. Tick tock, time, stop. In between the seconds where life really happens, between heartbeats, between breaths, between hello and goodbye. Second hand, minute hand, hour hand, moving through the in-between land. In the pause before you answer, in the silence before the storm, in the moment before impact, in the calm before transform. That's where magic lives, that's where love is born. In between the seconds before we become one. Second chance, minute dance, hours glance at the in-between romance. They say time heals everything. Slower. But what if time, even slower, just teaches us almost stop to live? In between sleeping and waking, in between loving and leaving, in between holding on and letting go, in between believing and grieving. That's where we find ourselves, that's where we learn to grow. In between the seconds of everything we know. Second nature, minute prayer, hour stare into the in-between where time becomes aware of its own rhythm, its own beat, its own sweet retreat. Tick tock, time, time, second chance. Remember when we said hello? That was so long ago. Now we're learning how to let go. This is the long goodbye. 43 years and counting, of hellos and how are yous, of doors opening and closing, of red lights and avenues. Every ending of rehearsal for the curtain's final fall. But nobody taught us how to say goodbye to it all. We've been saying goodbye all our lives. Harmony, to childhood, to lovers, to dreams, to the person we thought we'd become, to the way that it seems. This is the long goodbye to who we used to be. This is the long goodbye to who we thought we'd be. morning coffee that used to taste the same. Goodbye to the easy answers, to the time we thought we'd never waste. Goodbye to believing that we'd figure it all out. Hello to the mystery of what life's really about. We've been practicing goodbye all our lives. Harmony to certainty, to youth, to fear. Third harmony to the stories we told ourselves when the ending wasn't clear. This is the long goodbye to everything we've known. This is the long goodbye to never being alone. Every hello carries with it the shadow of farewell. This is the long as well. Goodbye to my 20s, goodbye to my 30s, goodbye to believing I had time. Goodbye to my parents, goodbye to my children's childhood, goodbye to the illusion that anything is mine. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. This is the long goodbye to the album and the song. This is the long goodbye we've been singing all along. Every note has been a farewell, every word has been released. This is the long goodbye, and it brings us perfect peace. Two voices, the long goodbye. One voice, the long goodbye. It's 3 a.m. driving down the interstate, radio playing songs that make me contemplate every choice I made, every word I said, every person I let down, every tear I shed. The city's sleeping but my mind is wide awake, thinking of the chances I refused to take, and the ones I did that brought me here tonight. Talking to myself under neon lights. Coffee shop is closed, but the sign still glows like a beacon for the people nobody knows, who drive around at 3 a.m. with nowhere to go, carrying secrets they'll never show. There's something in the darkness that makes us tell the truth, something in the silence that pulls us back to youth. These are my 3 a.m. confessions, written on the windshield rain. These are my 3 a.m. confessions, things I'd never say in daylight again. Pull over at a diner that's seen better days. Waitress pours my coffee, asks if I'm okay. I tell her just passing through, but she reads my eyes, says we're all passing through until we die. She sits down beside me even though she shouldn't, says sometimes strangers are the only ones who will listen. So I tell her about the marriage that fell apart, about about the dreams I buried and the fears in my heart. She nods like she's heard it all before. Says life's not about keeping score. It's about forgiving yourself for being human and finding peace in everything you're doing. The sun starts rising, painting sky pink and gold. And somehow in the telling, I don't feel so old or quite so lost or quite so alone. Maybe confession is how we find our way back home. These were my 3 a.m. confessions, whispered to a stranger's ear. These were my 3 a.m. confessions that made my conscience clear. Sometimes the darkness holds us, sometimes it sets us free. These were my 3 a.m. confessions. Now I know who I'm meant to be. It's 6 a.m. and I'm back on the road, feeling lighter than before. Some burdens are meant to be shared, some secrets aren't worth keeping anymore. Thunder rolling soft across the evening sky, rain against my window like a lullaby. 40 years of living taught me how to love the storms that fall from somewhere up above. Used to run for shelter when the clouds turn gray. Now I sit and listen to what they have to say. Every drop a message, every wind a friend, teaching me that nothing ever has to end. Power in the silence, between the strikes, beauty in the darkness, peace in the night. Let the quiet storm wash over me. This is who I'm meant to be. Quiet storm, where the chaos finds its calm. Quiet storm, I am safe within your arms. Let the lightning paint the sky, let the thunder be my guide. Quiet storm, this is where my soul resides. Coffee getting cold while I watch the rain, thinking about love and loss and joy and pain, how they're all connected in this dance of life, sharp enough to cut you like a gentle knife. Photographs of faces that I used to know, some have stayed beside me, some have had to go, but the storm remembers every single name. Whisper softly, we are all part the same. Wisdom in the waiting, between the waves, healing in the hurting, hope beyond the grave. Let the quiet storm carry me to where I'm supposed to be. Quiet storm, where the chaos finds its calm. Quiet storm, I am held Dear tomorrow, I hope you're kinder than today. I hope you've learned from all our mistakes. Dear tomorrow, I'm writing this at 2 a.m. Wondering if you remember when we used to dream about the future, now it's here. Holding on to hope while fighting fear. This is my letter to tomorrow, sealed with hope and signed with fear. This is my letter to tomorrow, from someone wishing you were here. Dear future me, are you proud of who we've become? Do you miss the battles that we've won? Dear future me, do you remember this night when everything felt so important? Nothing felt right. Did we learn to break our fall? Did we rise above it all? This is my letter to tomorrow, sealed with hope and signed with tears. This is my letter to tomorrow, from someone drowning in their fears. Dear anyone who finds this message in a bottle, floating out there through the cosmic throttle. Dear anyone, we tried our best with what we had. The good, the ugly, the beautiful, the bad. If you're listening from the other side, tell us we don't have to hide. Dear mom, I finally understand. Dear dad, I'm trying to be a man. Dear friends, I hope you know I care. Dear strangers, I wish that you were there. Dear past, thank you for the scars. Dear present, you're exactly where you are. Dear future, please be gentle. We're fragile but still mental. These are our letters to tomorrow, written on the wings of time. These are our letters to tomorrow. Every heartbeat is a line. We're all writing to tomorrow, with our choices and our dreams. These are our letters to tomorrow. Nothing's ever what it seems. P.S. tomorrow, if you get this message, please write back, show us we're on track. Sincerely, the ones who came before. Sincerely, the ones who love and lose and love some more. Is love supposed to hurt this much? Or am I doing something wrong? Why do the nights feel longer when you're trying to be strong? What if I'm not who I think I am? What if I've been lying to myself? parents ever figure it out? Or are they just better at pretending? Is there a point to all this doubt? Or is questioning never ending? Am I the person you thought I'd be? Would you still choose me if you could go back? What if forever is too long? What if forever is what we let? Where do we go when the music stops? How do we know if we're enough? Why does growing older feel like giving up? When did living become so tough? Maybe questions are the answers. Maybe doubt is just disguised faith. Could it be that not knowing is the most honest place? What if uncertainty is freedom? What if mystery is grace? Are we supposed to have it figured out? Or is confusion our natural state? Where do we go? Does it matter where? How do we know? Maybe we don't need to know. Why does it hurt? Maybe pain helps us grow. When did we forget it's okay not to know? Questions without answers, that's all we really are. Questions without answers, and maybe that's not so hard. Questions without answers, dancing in the dark. Questions without answers, that's our work of art. Gravity keeps me here. Gravity makes it clear. What goes up must come down. But you're here when I hit the ground. Love is like falling. The surrender, the trust, the knowing someone will catch you. Or maybe the falling itself is the point. Landing fuller, landing soft, peak landing where I belong. Emotional, gravity was right all along. Gravity brought us together. Gravity now and forever. What goes up finds where it's from. The falling was how we begun. Gravity is not the enemy. Gravity is not what's killing me. Gravity is love's own law. This is what I'm There's an ache where you used to be, a space remembering your shape. My body still turns in the morning, expecting your warmth to escape. The coffee cup sits on your side of the table we used to share. I reach for the ghost of your laughter, but find only empty air. Phantom limb, phantom limb, I still feel you though you're gone. Phantom limb, phantom limb, memory stronger than what's wrong. My heart beats for a love not there, my arms reach for someone who's not aware. Phantom limb, phantom limb, how long until the feeling's gone? They say amputees still feel, the finger's no longer there. That's how I know this love was real. I still feel you everywhere. In the corner where you used to read, in the song you used to hum, in the way the light hits the window, in the silence when day is done. Phantom limb, phantom limb, I still feel you though you're gone. Phantom limb, phantom limb, the memory outlasts what went wrong. My soul calls to a voice that won't answer. My eyes search for a face that's moved after. Phantom limb, maybe the feeling's never gone. Doctors say it's all in my head, but my body knows what my mind won't accept. That love leaves marks beyond the lover. Some wounds are too deep to forget. Mirror neurons firing signals to a heart no longer paired, teaching me attachment lies beyond what was ever there. Phantom limb, phantom limb, I still feel you and maybe that's okay. Phantom limb, phantom limb, love doesn't die when lovers walk away. My ghost heart beats for your ghost soul, my phantom arms still wanna hold. Phantom limb, phantom limb, some feelings were meant to stay. There's an ache where you used to be, and I think I'll let it remain. 'Cause phantom limbs are proof of life and evidence of what we've claimed. Phantom limbs.